Okay, we're gonna play around today with the Alpha 86. I bought this amplifier secondhand years ago for HRO. I paid just as much as it did when it was brand new, by the way. And there you go right there. It's in beautiful condition, immaculate. And I'm gonna push it with the Icon 7600. That's my personal radio. And the Powstar antenna tuner. Gonna give me a hand with that. I don't have a bird watt meter, I can afford it, but I could we could go as reference with this meter. I'm gonna turn this baby on. It's gonna be a 3-minute warm-up cycle. So we're gonna wait till this thing gets a little hot. The tube's gonna like to be cold. It got the original tubes. These are the tubes right here. And the ones that got inside right now, these are it. And they're the original AMAC tubes from back in the 80s. A little used, but let me tell you, these things are still working in the money. But yeah, they look beat up, don't they? This is the way the amplifier looks inside, although there's a picture from the internet. I got the original Peter Dow transformer. Yeah, everything's original on the amp. It's in very mint condition. It's supposed to be 1500 watts continuous break on the key. It's heating up. Gonna give it a 3-minute warm up. Okay, gonna take it out of standby into operation. That's 10 watts out of the radio. It's on standby. Okay, I'm gonna flick it now to operation. I'm gonna push it with 10 watts out of the radio. And without touching nothing, I'm gonna key up. It's 100 watts on a 300 watt scale. The tuner is in low power mode. And keep an eye on the grid. I'm gonna tune and load here. And playing with it. Get the maximum I could get with 10 watt, with 10% actually. 10%. I'll switch over to the 3000 watt scale. And with 10 watts, playing back and forth, I look like I'm getting at least, I don't know, 500 watts out of this thing. Keep the grid covering low. So I'm pushing, there you go right there, 500 watts with 10 watt, or 10% actually input into the amplifier. There you go right there. On 10 meters. And I'm gonna try the other bands, but at least 10 meters has happened to be my favorite. And it does about 500 watts with 10% input. I'm gonna up the power a little bit. I'm gonna put it back on standby. I'm gonna raise the power to let's say 25%. And I'm gonna kick it again. Make sure that's what we see on the meter. And that's more or less is about 25, 25 watts give and take. And we're gonna put this thing back in operation. And we're gonna kick it over. I'll step on the foot switch. Boom. Get the grid current down. The tubes don't like it. They're happy with that. And you see 900 watt output out the amp with the 25% input. If you look at this picture right here, ACON users, the technology was out there back in the 80s. Alpha was using it. Put it back on standby. And the input drive, I believe we're gonna crank in about 50 watts or 50% into the amplifier right now. Put the baby back on the go. And key up again. And if you you look at this, that's about 1 kW, 1000 watts with 50% input. There you go, 1000 watts on the money. It's not 100% on the meter. It's not a bird watt meter, like I said. I couldn't afford it, but I got that meter, so that's a reference starting point right there. So it's about 900 watts. The meter on the amplifier is pretty accurate. And we're gonna play again with this. But if I put it back on standby, we're gonna put the radio back up a little bit. We're gonna up the power. Right there, balls to the wall. That's how much as the radio could go. That's about 85 watts, I believe, on FM. 85, give and take. I'm gonna put this thing back on operation. And we're gonna step on this foot switch. Bam! Look at that, 1500 watts. And when it turns red, that means you're not supposed to be going over the red. Not because the amp cannot take it. This amp could do 2300 watts, no problem. But that's the legal limit, 1500 watts. I put the grid current low, and that's what it does, 1500 watts. And we could do this all day on this amplifier without breaking a sweat. I'm gonna put my headphones on, which is my microphone. I'm gonna go to sideband a little bit and just say anything on sideband. Whatever comes to my mind. You're not gonna hear it because I'm doing voiceover. But I'm gonna put it back on sideband. I'm gonna put my little headphones on and I'm gonna talk. I'm talking at it, and it's peaking. This thing is peaking 1500 watts. Look at that. With those old tubes. They're expensive tubes too. About $1,200 a piece. But look at this, 1200 watts. 1500 watts. Excuse me. All day long. You could put out 1500 watts all day long with this amplifier without breaking a sweat. It's a beautiful amplifier. I love it. My favorite one of all of them. There is it. Now to summarize, the Alpha, very good amplifier, solid. Dual the 3 C7-800 CX, I believe was a tube. There's two of them in there, and they're very good tubes. For the age of the tubes and for the age of the amplifier, still does 1500 watts with about a good 80 watts in. So it's a very rugged QSK capability amplifier. Nothing else to buy, just turn it on and go. So it's a very friendly amplifier, easy to tune. I don't need to put no papers on the little dials or anything to mark them because everything is right there. So they're very easy. Now this one over here, the Alpha Lima 1500, that's my new amplifier. Ridiculous price for it, but I got it. It has the 8877 tube. Does about 40 watts. 40 watts into it, does about 1500 watts. If you put a little more than that, it's gonna do a lot more than this thing could do, about 3K. All right, I have to put little papers around it. You can see all the little papers, the notes, and all that, so I can keep track of my settings. It have no QSK capabilities whatsoever. So if you're a CW fanatic, you like CW, this amplifier is not for you unless you're gonna buy a box. It's called a QSK switch, and it's gonna run you about $600. Unless you buy the QSK board, that one runs a little cheaper. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know about electronics and hook it up yourself. But you have no QSK whatsoever. For the price of the amplifier, it's ridiculous. It should come with something. It should come with the QSK board, and it doesn't come with the QSK board. Now, that's all I gotta say about it. Power, yes, got a lot of power, no problem. But and I do CW. I still do CW with it. You could do it. You're gonna hear the relays. Okay, so you gotta set it in a manner that you'll minimize relay chatter, which means you ain't gonna have no QSK at all, not on this amplifier. Okay, for what it costs, it's ridiculous. It should have everything. This one over here, that's my baby. I love it. QSK. It has capabilities. It got the pin diodes. I'll do 50 watts per minute. I love it. This is my baby. I'll stay with this one. If anything, I gotta get rid of one amplifier, I will definitely get rid of the big black box next to me. This one over here is a keeper. I'm gonna hang on to it for a while. This one over here, if I get a chance, maybe in the future, I decide to get rid of it, it will go. This one gonna stay home with me forever. Okay, thank you.